Yeah, the recording has been started. So, hello everybody. This is Azure DevOps session by Niloshima Srivastava. This is your host Sanjani Kumar, and 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 if you start from the first slide, Niloshima, if you go on the first slide, there's a nice statement being put by Niloshima, which is simply put, things always had to be in a production ready state. If you wrote it, you darn well had to be there to get it running. So the whole crux of DevOps is here, and G. Shepherd book, which is there on the DevOps, there's a nice article I have written on LinkedIn. If you go on my LinkedIn write-ups, Anjani Kumar LinkedIn, search for it. So hey guys, if someone can go on mute, uh, looks like Mohammed, if you can go on mute, or I'm moving on the way. Okay, and so yeah, people are still joining, so this may happen a little. Sorry for that. So the statement here talks about everything. Simply put, things always had to be in a production ready state. If you wrote it, you darn well had to be there to get it running. So this is said by Mark Miller, but this is part of G7 book also. That guys, can you go on mute? Yeah. So this is part of G7 book. Oh my God, I have to kick someone out. No, it's okay. Everyone is on mute now. So,
Okay.
uh,
Wait,
yeah. So okay. So
sorry.
let us continue here. Yeah. So if you are building a code and it's not production ready, that you are not able to push it into production in a day, then obviously you are not doing DevOps. And if you are not doing DevOps, means there are multiple things you are not doing it right. So there are tools, there are system that has come up with the time which supports DevOps, and DevOps is obviously it's just not about building your code. It's about deployment. It's about a lot of logic, workflows, and practices that you need to do right to deploy it. Now with the advent of cloud and the multi-cloud specifically, DevOps has gone more complex with container and everything. And if we talk about DevOps from those perspective, there are function as a service, there are container as a service. When you need to deploy them, there are a lot of different etiquettes and processes that you need to follow. So obviously we'll not be able to take up everything, but Niloshima will give you a very nice overview and a hands-on showcase on how to use Azure DevOps, or how to start with Azure DevOps with all the like she will try to touch it from a different touch points so that you are able to understand and start, and will continuously do multiple session on this topic to take you to make you bring you from 101 to a hero, from zero to hero kind of things. And if you even if you are known to DevOps, you will get something, definitely will get something great from here. So coming up to the next slide, Niloshima, if you can move to the next slide. So multi-cloud for you, most of the people now know, but it's more like a community of learners that runs a monthly series, weekly series, and there are different type of series that we run on different enterprise cloud running, mostly multi-cloud learning on different cloud platform. It's not limited to Azure, AWS, Alibaba Cloud, or anyone. Even if we run into the second layer of cloud platform like DigitalOcean, Linode, and other. And this is more around extreme engineering, cloud security, monitoring, and governance using multi-cloud, implementing security on public, hybrid, and in-premises cloud, DevOps strategy. There are different speakers, different experts who are real engineers from the industry. They are not trainers. They are not just people who are doing training or doing considering as a business, who are on the battleground, who have experience with the client, who have experience, who have spent endless night in the at the time of production support or releases to understand that what are the problem a person at the real time face and how to deal with it. So most of people who speak here, they are obviously there are different layer in the hierarchy, but they are technologies and core technologies who understand things from the ground. Um, Next slide, Niloshima. So obviously, I think it's better than Niloshima would take it from here. Niloshima, it's all yours.
Well, hello everyone. I hope you had your dinners and are not sleeping. So, this is Niloshima. I'm an architect. I do write blogs and I'm a speaker. And most likely, I'm a developer by choice. You know, you can reach me out over my email And if you want, if you guys, want to connect with me over LinkedIn, I'm happy to, be of any service. I have overall close to 12 years of experience with Microsoft technology stacks in services and products industry. I have worked with brands like Philips, RBS, Fiserv, Morgan Stanley. As of now, I'm working with the organization which is called Vichara Technologies. Anjani, I guess you should introduce yourself here.
Okay, so yeah, so many of you, I think someone have to go on mute. So many of you know me by now,
The
and
screen is blur.
it will come up. I think
Blur.
maybe it's not for everyone, right? I can see her screen very well, so maybe your network would have some issues. So yeah, I think it will come up, or you can go on the direct streaming channel, which is fifthIR.com or multicloud for you .com/tv, and then you can see it. So if you're having problem with AWS, we can directly go onto our Facebook page, and this is streaming there also. So maybe you may not get all my voice, but you will get the Niloshima's voice correctly. So I think Niloshima will repeat the same thing. I'm inventor, leader, mentor, founder, enabler. I have multi decades of direct service to the IT industry. I'm ex-Publicis, RBS, Microsoft, and multiple companies and client I've worked with. I'm the principal architect and chief evangelist of multi-cloud for you. And this is my LinkedIn profile. You can connect me anytime, talk to me anytime on any topic, be it anything. Yeah, Niloshima. So this is like it's all about relationship for a technologies with technology. So you can go on to our website, you can create your account, and you can keep connected with us because we have continuous session. We'll keep on informing you. And if you have any issues, you can go on our help and FAQ page to find out about our meetup channels and everything. Where do we post the session and everything? Next. Yeah, so this is our YouTube channel, and this is again the art of engineering. We have broken up the you see the YouTube QR code, but if you scan it right away, even you will be able to reach to our YouTube channel.
నువ్వు తినిపించడానికి
Niloshima,
సర్వైపోయిన డేంజర్ అది.
Niloshima, next slide. I'm muting that person.
Uh,
Yeah, Niloshima.
So we
Yeah,
are
so
basically, sharing knowledge, and you may ask that why are we doing these sessions? So these are the reasons. We would like to help you. We would like to share our knowledge, our expertise with you, and we would like to build, an organizational and social trust within the technology community. We definitely want to enhance, everybody else's capacity of innovation so that you will be able to do things in a different way, probably your way. And last but not the least, we would like to reciprocate what we have learned in the industry and you know uh, lower that that entry barriers for the newcomers. Anjani, if you would like to add anything.
yeah, so as Niloshima said, this is more for engineers, built for engineer, made for engineer. This is a platform where you can come, open up, talk, learn, connect. And whenever you get a chance, anyone who get a chance to connect with any other engineer, where either he goes and meet you in your organization as in an interview or somewhere, if you both are connected and if you refer it, I think you obviously there is a point of relationship there. So I think that will be a better option for you. You know that where he is coming from, how he is, and how things are.
Hey guys, so it's all you guys are stuck with me now. So this is the agenda for today. We will talk about the agile mindset behind the DevOps. We'll talk about what the challenges that DevOps solve. We'll also talk about the benefits and phases in DevOps. And the most important part of this, the whole this section is the the demo here. So we'll talk about what is Azure offering when it comes to DevOps, and we'll also talk about some important myths and around Azure DevOps, and then we'll do a nice practical session. I'm happy to answer as many questions you guys are asking, but I would like to request you that please keep your questions handy, and I will answer them later once I'm done with it, because I would like to show you how show you the things how they work in the Azure portal and DevOps portal as well, right? So let's talk about what is DevOps. Anjali, can you put the other person on mute? There is a lot of noise. Okay, now I'm good. So there is according to Donovan Brown, DevOps is basically a union of people, processes, and products to enable continuous delivery of value to our end user. So before jumping, before explaining this statement, I would like to explain what is agile software development. Agile software development is an umbrella term for several iterative and incremental software development methodologies. The most popular agile methodologies are Scrum, Kanban, Scaled Agile Framework, which is also known as SAFe, then Lean development, and extreme programming. So DevOps is basically nothing but the agile mindset, right? There are three foundations, like Donovan Brown has mentioned. We have people, we have processes, and then we have products, which I'm going to call tools, right? So one of the core tenet of DevOps is a culture of collaboration. We must be on the same page and work in support of the same outcome, the delivery of this stable, high quality software, right? And how you do it with the help of some process, right? So basically, DevOps aims to achieve efficient, secure, and sustainable operational process. The most important aspects of the quality, including setting an effective quality goals and implementing it to appropriate levels of automation using certain tools and techniques, and making it collaborative across silos to basically to figure out the problem more quickly, right? If you have a strong DevOps team, you would be able to create a process that may result in them in failing fast, but are able and willing to try anything and everything to iterate and get as many data points as possible and as fast as possible. Now, and the third, of course, the most important part of implementing DevOps is tools, right? The products, tools and technologies are another. These are very essential, DevOps in component of this whole equation. Common elements are basically the some applications which we guys use, right, for coding, for building, for testing it, for packaging it, for releasing it, for configuring it and monitoring it. So making the right technology choice means finding the right signal in the noise of all possibilities, right? So like I have mentioned in the first slide, if you are writing anything and you would want to execute in production, it has to be you have to be there to make it up and running each and every time, right? So now, like I mentioned, right, this is an agile mindset. This is not a technology. I love you. Okay. This is not a technology. This is a concept. So, and this specific DevOps concept is, it comes from the first principle of, Agile Manifesto. The first principle says that our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of the valuable software. Okay, guys, can you please make yourself on mute? Like I was saying, first principle of behind agile, in agile manifesto is our highest priority is to satisfy the customer through early and continuous delivery of valuable software. And let me tell you, the term continuous delivery is ages back. We are basically quite fascinated by it as of now, but it is, it comes ages back. This Agile manifesto has been, developed by the team. I guess it's been close to 20-25 years. So the continuous delivery thing was always in the picture. And it is all about creating a repeatable and reliable process for delivering software in order to deliver high value to our customer and in a fast manner. Now, I'm going to, talk about, let me take you to the next slide. Okay. The next part of our agenda is the challenges and the benefits and the phases. So I'll show you, the tools and everything which are basically used in this whole process. But let me quickly cover the challenges. So in the traditional IT environment, dev is often unaware of QA and operations roadblocks, and that prevent that specific program, that specific software from working as we could have, anticipated. So QA and operations are two different entities. Different dev is a different entity, and each group has their different goals, and that those goals can lead to inefficiency. So how DevOps helps? DevOps basically address these challenges by establishing a collaborative cross-functional teams that share responsibility for maintaining the system. That is basically running the software and preparing the software to run on that system with increased quality feedback and automation issues. More or less, you we as a DevOps fellow, you will be automating most of the process using certain tools, and the respective teams, be it a QA team, be it an operation team, be it a ops team, you will, as a DevOps fellow, you will be helping them in creating, a collaborative cross-functional environment. Now let's quickly jump to the benefits. So I'll quickly, give you certain benefits, which is basically the speed. You move at very high velocity. Where you can innovate the customer faster, and you can adapt it to changing market and grow more efficiently. You get to have a rapid delivery. The quicker you can release new feature and bug fixes, the faster you can respond to the customer need and build in competitive advantage. You get more reliability. You ensure that the quality of application updates and infrastructure changes so that you can reliably deliver at a more rapid pace, where you are maintaining a positive experience with end user, and definitely you are doing monitoring and logging, in the whole process. You can scale. You have the capability of scalability, where you can operate and manage your infrastructure and develop processes of scale. And you can definitely, we can implement, as a DevOps fellow, you can do automation, you can create a consistent environment where, with that automation scripts, you help manage complex or changing system very efficiently and with minimal risk. So there is a very fancy term these days. Everyone talks about infrastructure as a code, right? So it's basically nothing. It helps you to manage your development, to manage your testing and production environment in a repeatable and more efficient manner. And of course, you improve collaboration. We have a lot of tools available in the in that whole product suite, which emphasize values such as ownership and accountability. And of course, the whole model is designed in a way that it is preserving compliance. So, having said that, you are not going to sacrifice security by using automated compliance policy, by using configuration management techniques. You can define and track compliance on a very scalable level, right? So let me, quickly go through with the whole tool suite, which the DevOps tools are offering. For your planning and for your coding thing, you get to use Jira, you get to use Git, you get to use Subversion, TFS for building your code. You can use Maven, you can use Gradle, you can use Apache Ant. For testing it, you can do it with JUnit, NUnit, Microsoft Test. For integrating your, your whole process, you get to use Jenkins, Bamboo, Hudson. And for deploying in and operating it, we can deploy the whole, the code in multiple infrastructure like Puppet, like with the help of Chef, with the help of Ensemble, with the help of SaltStack and Docker as well, along with virtual machines and be it a AWS virtual machine or a AWS EC2 or an Azure virtual machine. You can also deploy it in a serverless environment, right? And for monitoring process, you use Splunk. We can use Nagios, so we can use ELK Stack. So there is plethora of tools available here, where you will be seeing, and when as and when you are proceeding, you'll be seeing there is and there are a lot of things that it is customizable like anything, right? So let's quickly talk about the stages of DevOps. So it basically, this is the whole stage diagram, where the first part comes with uh, version control. You maintain different versions of the code, right? You have a release branch, you have a feature branch, you have a master branch. Then with the help of version control, you get to do continuous integration. You compile, validate your code, you review your code, you run unit testing, perform even integration testing. And when your code is integrated, you get to make continuous build, right? And with the help of those continuous build, you are able to do continuous delivery. What is continuous delivery? Like I said, continuous delivery is all about creating a repeatable and reliable process for delivering a software in order to deliver high value software to our customer very quick. So in continuous delivery section, you deploy and the build an application to test servers, UAT servers, even and QA servers per se. You perform continuous testing by using test plans. In addition to that, you can also do continuous, performing these steps. You can also do continuous deployment, where you are deploying the tested application for the production server for release. And that's where, this configuration management tools and containers come in the picture. You use these tools and for deployment. And in between the whole process, you do continuous monitoring. We have to monitor the health of the whole process. We have to improve the process. If we are finding any impediments in the process, we have to quickly remove, quickly solve them. Then people get a little bit confused in continuous integration versus continuous delivery or continuous deployment. So I would just like to elaborate it here, that being a developer, you are checking in your code in your source code repository, and your source code repository is compiling, reviewing, executing the unit testing, and whatever activities are required. That whole part is basically continuous integration. Now, when you execute these manual UATs test cases, that is where where continuous delivery comes into the picture, because you are able to create builds now at a faster pace. And when you are able to deploy it in production, for a production ready environment, when you are able to deploy your software, your product, your application in production environment, that's where the whole process of continuous deployments ends. Um, Now, like I said, that Azure DevOps is very fast, very huge topic. There is almost everything which you can think of in DevOps umbrella. You can do it in Azure DevOps product suite, right? So we have Azure boards. Boards are basically, if you have worked on Jira or some sort of tracking and planning boards. So board is nothing but the Azure version of that, those things. It gives you environment where you can work on the items that needs to be done. Create a software, right? So you create work items, you create features, you create backlog items, you raise bugs with the help of both. Then there is this thing called repos. Repos are basically in this Azure DevOps environment we get two types of repos. Team Foundation version control, which comes from a very long background and is going to be in there for a picture for long after.
There's some voice issue in Niloshima, so if you can come near the mic, maybe some little
Okay,
disturbance.
sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. And Azure Repo also supports Git, right? So I'm sure that you must have heard of what is Git. It's basically a distributed source control, and there are a lot of cool features in Azure